Welcome to All Force e-learning. Now today we are going to discuss this is oogenesis, that is the process of formation of female gametes in the ovary, the process of formation of ovum or egg. This is called as oogenesis. Now this is what we are going to discuss about, the formation of ovum in the ovary. Now this is what we call it as oogenesis, ovum genesis, ovum formation or egg, ovum or egg it is also called as. The process of formation of ovum from the ovary is called as oogenesis. Unlike in male reproductive system, where after reaching puberty the spermatogenesis takes place, whereas oogenesis starts in the female baby, not baby, female fetus in mother's womb. It means the ovum formation started where in the fetal life of the female in the mother's womb, where these oogonia are formed during the development of the fetus of the female in the mother's womb. That is the 25th week of the development of the fetus. These structures, they are formed, oogonia are formed in the female fetus. Now this is oogenesis, the process of formation of ova, what we are saying. Now this formation takes place, this oogenesis takes place in the, or starts, not takes place, starts in the development. This is the oogenesis starts in the fetal life, where we observe the primordial germ cells divide repeatedly to form these structures, what we call it as oogonia. Now these oogonia, they undergo meiosis and form primary oocytes. Now this process, this entire process up to meiosis 1, it takes place inside the fetal life before birth of a baby, female baby. This oogenesis process takes place. Whereas the spermatogenesis in males takes place after reaching puberty, but in females it is not after reaching puberty, but is taking place during the fetal stage itself. Okay, fetal life itself. Now it also involves following 3 stages. What are those 3 stages? Here is like spermatogenesis, multiplication phase, growth phase, maturation phase. There are 3 phases again here in the oogenesis also. Now during multiplication phase, some of the primordial germ cells which are lining the ovary, primordial germ cells, now they undergo repeated mitosis. Now these are diploid in nature. This is a diploid 2n condition. They undergo repeated mitosis to form oogonia. Large number of oogonia are formed. Now this phase is what we are saying, multiplication phase. In multiplication phase, the primordial germ cells are otherwise oogonial mother cells, they undergo repeated mitotic division resulting in the formation of oogonia. Now these oogonia, they show growth, increase in the size. This phase is called as growth phase. It takes place at the birth, before birth actually. Okay. Now this is a growth, this oogonia, they show growth and become primary oocytes. Now after growth phase, now this is multiplication phase resulted in growth phase. Now in growth phase what happened? In growth phase This is oogonia, grows in size and become primary oocytes. They become primary oocytes. Now, this process of oogonia becoming primary oocyte, this is a growth phase, increase in the size. Then there will be maturation phase. Again, maturation. Now, in the maturation phase, what happens here is primary oocyte, which is formed, they begin, this is meiosis 1. It means they start the meiosis 1, but get arrested at prophase 1 of diplotin of meiosis 1. They start here division, but get arrested at prophase 1 of diplotin up to puberty. They remain in this primary oocyte stage. In the primary oocyte stage, they remain up to puberty. Once again, I repeat here what I am saying. The primary oocyte which is formed, this is before birth of the female baby. Now, they undergo meiosis 1 also in the mother's fetus, in the mother's womb. They undergo this process. What we are saying, meiosis 1 starts, but it stops at prophase 1 of diplotin of meiosis 1. Now, after puberty, the female child, after reaching puberty, the meiosis 1 will be completed, resulting in the formation of secondary oocyte, one large and a small polar body. This phase is what we are saying, maturation phase. In maturation phase, after reaching puberty, the female child, the primary oocyte which was stopped at meiosis 1, completion of meiosis 1, results in 2 haploid cells. Now, this is a secondary oocyte where bulk of the cytoplasm along with nucleus is present, and a smaller one, this is polar body. Now, it means secondary oocyte retains majority of the cytoplasm along with the nucleus. This is a one haploid cell, polar body, this is a haploid one. It means 2 haploid cells. Polar body, it may divide or it may degenerate, that polar body. Now, this secondary oocyte is released from the ovary during the menstrual cycle. Every menstrual cycle, this is the one, secondary oocyte is released, nothing but ovum. Now, actually, technically speaking, this is secondary oocyte, but we also termed as ovum. Now, here the secondary oocyte also undergoes meiosis 2. It starts but stops at metaphase. Now, this is secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte also here meiosis, this is what we are saying, starts meiosis 2 but stops at metaphase. Now, after this is what we are saying, at reproductive cycle or reproductive phase, adult reproductive stage. Now, meiosis 2 is completed only in the presence of sperm. Now, this secondary oocyte which is formed in the adult reproductive stage, the meiosis 2 is completed only in the presence of sperm. Now, results in ovum. This is actually ovum. Ovum means ovum or egg or ooted. It refers to secondary oocyte undergoing meiosis 2 completely. When it undergoes meiosis 2? When there is availability of sperm. This is adult reproductive life of the female after marriage. When the sperm is available, now the secondary oocyte become ovum. Now, it means secondary oocyte, this is secondary oocyte, it also divides into 2. Now, one larger one, this is ovum, a smaller one again, this is polar body. This is what happens during maturation. In maturation, the primary oocyte which is in the fetal stage, it starts meiosis 1 but stops at diplotin of propase 1. Then after reaching puberty, there will be completion of meiosis 1, results in a large cell with the bulk of the cytoplasm. This is a secondary oocyte, a polar body. This polar body may divide, may degenerate. Now, the secondary oocyte, it starts meiosis 2 but stops at metaphase. Now, this completion of meiosis 2 takes place only in the adult reproductive life when the sperm is available. Then it again divides into a larger one, this is called as ovum or egg, and a polar body. Okay, now this is one ovum is formed. Now this ovum soon after formation transforms into zygote because of the presence of a sperm nucleus. This process is called as maturation phase. Multiplication, growth phase, maturation phase. These are the three takes place from the primordial gel cells. Now it means here the oogonia which are formed, a couple of million oogonia are formed in the female ovary during the fetal stage, and no more oogonia are added after birth of the female child. No more oogonia are added by multiplication after the birth of the female child. The oogonia which remains at the fetal stage, they are the ones, nearly how many? There is couple of million, nearly 7 million. How much oogonia are formed? Nearly this is 7 million. They do not undergo multiplication after birth, they remain. But when these oogonia they reaches at puberty age, majority of these oogonia they undergo degeneration. They undergo degeneration. The oogonia which are formed when the female reaches puberty, they undergo degeneration. This is called as atrasia, follicular atrasia. What we call it as? Follicular atrasia. What is follicular atrasia? The degeneration of oogonia formed in the fetal life up to puberty. This is a degeneration of follicles, is what we call it as follicular atrasia. It means at birth, at puberty, when the female reaches puberty, only 60,000 to 80,000 remain in the ovaries. 60,000 to 80,000 only remaining in the fetus. Now these released every month one. There are 10 to 20 follicles, they mature, out of one is released, all the other degenerate. Like that, out of the 60 to 80,000, only 350 to 400 ovum are released in the female's life. Only out of the 60 to 80,000 primary oocytes, how many ovum are released? Only 350 to 400. What are released? Ovum or secondary oocyte is released. All the others, they become degenerated. Okay. This is how the process of oogenesis takes place. Now with the help of diagrams, we will discuss what is actually the follicles. Now this is primary oocyte present in the primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle. What is actually these follicles are, where they are present? The ovary consists of different stages of development of follicles, inside which these oocytes are present. The primary oocyte is present in primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle. That is a earlier tertiary follicle. Then it divides to form secondary oocyte. In the tertiary follicle, finally matures into graphene follicle, which consists of secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte is present in the tertiary follicle. Now, how their development takes place, what are the different structures of these, we will discuss here in this. Okay. Now, here is the follicle, the primordial follicle and primary follicle. Now, here this is the oogonia, here this is that oogonia. Now, these are the oogonia, this is the oogonia. Now, oogonia, it is surrounded by a membrana granulosa cells made up of squamous epithelium. Now, here this is the oogonia, which is surrounded by squamous epithelium. Now, this is the squamous epithelium. Now, this is the squamous epithelial cells surrounding the oogonium. Now, this oogonium, now it is called as primordial follicle. What is primordial follicle? Now, this oogonium, it has enlarged to become, inside this is primary oocyte. This is what we are saying, this is primary oocyte. Now, this primary oocyte surrounded by flat cells. Now, these are squamous cells, flat squamous cells. Now, this is called as primordial follicle. This is the primary oocyte, primary oocyte. Now, these are membrana granulosa cells, membrana granulosa cells. Now, such a follicle is called as primordial follicle. Now, this primordial follicle, it undergo differentiation. What is the differentiation is? These cells, they become cuboidal and arranged in many layers. Now, in the next step, when you observe in the next step what happens here, this is that, okay, this is in the next step, this is that primary oocyte having cuboidal cells. Now, the squamous cells become cube like and they are arranged in layers. They are arranged in layers. These are the cuboidal cells. These are nothing but membrana granulosa cells, but they are having many layers, 2 or 3 layers of cuboidal cells, cube shaped cells. Now, these are the membrana granulosa cells which become cuboidal. Now, this is called as primary follicle, primary follicle. This is the primary follicle. First, this is what we have said, oogonia. These oogonia which were formed, they are then surrounded by squamous epithelium, and this oogonia is now called as primary oocyte. And the cells around the squamous cells, these are called as membrane chuttu membrane, they are present around membrane, hence they are called as membrana granulosa, membrana granulosa cells. Now, the membrana granulosa cells along with primary oocyte is called as primordial follicle. Now, this squamous epithelium becomes cuboidal, and this is what we are saying, primary oocyte with many layers of cuboidal cells. This is called as primary follicle. Now, this primary follicle, in the next step, it develops many granulosa cells, many layers of granulosa cells, and it develops another 2 structures. What are those structures? Here is, this is the primary oocyte, this is that primary oocyte, this is the primary oocyte. Now, these are the granulosa cells, these are the granulosa cells. There are many layers of granulosa cells, there are many layers of granulosa cells, these are many layers of granulosa cells. Now, in these granulosa cells, there appears a small cavity. these are granulosa cells. Now, inner primary oocyte, it develops a membrane around it. This is primary oocyte, it develops a membrane around it. What is this membrane is called as? Now, this membrane is called as zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. Then, these membrana granulosa cells also here firmly attached to the zona pellucida. This membrana granulosa cells also directly attached here to the zona pellucida, and this is called as corona radiata. Now, these cells are called as granulosa cells. Granulosa cells. Now, this inside, this is called as primary oocyte. This is called as primary oocyte. Now, a small cavity appears. A small cavity appears. Now, this small cavity which appears, this is called as antrum. This is called as antrum. Now, what we are saying here is, this is primary follicle. This primary follicle, in the next step, the primary oocyte develops what structure around it? Zona pellucida. Then the membrana granulosa cells finally attached, they produce here corona radiata, another membrane. It means zona pellucida is the membrane produced by primary oocyte itself, whereas corona radiata is produced by granulosa cells. Now, among the granulosa cells, a small cavity, fluid filled cavity appears. This is called as antrum. Now, this follicle is called as secondary follicle. This is called as now secondary follicle. Now, at this secondary follicle stage, the primary oocyte, it begins to divide. Meiosis 1, where it was arrested at prophase 1 of diplotin, it was arrested. Now, it starts meiosis 2 and it completes meiosis 2, resulting in secondary oocyte and polar body. Okay. Now, this structure is what we are saying secondary follicle, then becomes tertiary follicle. Tertiary follicle become Graafian follicle. Now, this is how the names given. This is a primordial follicle. This is oogonium. This is primordial follicle. This is primary follicle. This is secondary follicle. Now, the secondary follicle will become tertiary follicle, where secondary oocyte is present. Now, here this is primary oocyte still. Now, in the tertiary follicle, there will be secondary oocyte. Then it matures to become Graafian follicle. Finally, Graafian follicle releases this secondary oocyte. Now, this is what we will discuss in the next class. That is, in the next class, we will discuss how the secondary follicle become tertiary follicle, and finally, in the mature Graafian follicle, which release the secondary oocyte. Okay. Thank you.